Hi everyone, it is alenajingle, and today I would like to talk to you about a book I read and some of my favorite names from that book. So last year during one of my friend Amelia's visits, she has Everything Baby Names on YouTube, we went to Half Price Books and I grabbed this book because I thought it looked cool and it was very cheap. I wasn't expecting much out of it, but I really loved this book, and it was an easy quick read too, which I can definitely appreciate at times. So the book is I Am Rembrandt's Daughter by Lynn Cullen. It is an historical fiction book, and I really enjoyed it. Just like the title says, it is a story told from the point of view of the artist Rembrandt van Ryn's daughter, and it was just absolutely lovely, and I really highly suggest it. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about 12 names from the book. I actually really liked every single name mentioned in this book, and I only left out about 5 or 6 names, and I had to choose carefully which names to include, and the names I didn't include for this are names that I've talked about before or are brought up frequently in other name videos. So I do not live in Holland. I have a very American accent. I did look up the pronunciations of all these names. I hope you guys can be patient with me if I don't pronounce some of them exactly how they should sound. My first name for this video is the name Carel. This is a Dutch form of Carel, and it means free man. Carel in the book is one of the very few fiction characters. Most of the characters in this book are real people that the author based them off of. Carel is the name of the love interest of the main character, a very beautiful boy. I can't tell too much about him, otherwise it'll give the entire book away, but I think Carel would be very interesting to see used in the US in 2014 because there are many people with Carls or Charles or Carla or Charlottes in their family, and Carel could very easily honor any of those people, and I think it's a very handsome name. My next name for this video is the name of the main character from the story, and that is Cornelia. Her name would have probably been pronounced Cornelia. This is of course the feminine form of Cornelius, which means horn. I think I've talked about this name in other videos, but I wanted to bring this name up because in the book she is often called by the nickname Jannetje, spelled like this. So what I have gathered is that Jannetje with that J-E ending, that is kind of their diminutive form of names in Holland. What I mean by diminutive is, you know, French names Anne becomes Annette, or Jean becomes Jeanette, and for Spanish names, little Juana becomes Juanita, and Ana becomes Anita, and so Cornelia becomes Jannetje for the Dutch-speaking people, from what I've gathered, and I think that is really darling, and I didn't know that before I read this book. I was really ashamed by that because I feel like someone who looks up names all the time should know about that, but anyway, I think that is really sweet, and the character is very smart and lovable, and it's told from her point of view, and I really love the name Cornelia already, and I do like Nella's nickname for it, but if I do ever happen to use this name, I could definitely consider that as a nickname as well. My next name for this video is really similar to the last name, and it is Cornelis. This is the Dutch form of Cornelius, meaning horn, and this is the name of the other love interest of this character, and you may be thinking, why on earth did the author choose a main character and her love interest to have almost the exact same name? It's because those were their names in real life. He goes by the nickname Neel, N-E-E-L, which I found very fascinating. I've never seen that before, and I think it's wonderful, and I think Cornelis is very accessible in the US, and I would love to see it used, and I do think Nell or Neil would be a great nickname option for that. And my next name for this video is Gerrit or Griet. This is the Dutch form of Gerard, which I think is very cool, which means brave spear. Gerrit is the name of the father of Carel in this story, and I think this name totally needs to be used in the US because Garrett, spelled G-A-R-R-E-T-T, is a very beloved name over here, and if someone wanted to use something a little less common, they could just spell it with the spelling I have on the screen, and yeah, I think it's very handsome and cool. My next name for this video is the name Griet. This is a Dutch diminutive of Margaret. That means pearl. I love that meaning so much. Griet is someone just mentioned quickly in passing, but I never see this name brought up, and I think it is super adorable. Griet would be a short form or nickname form of the Dutch Margriet, spelled M-A-R-G-R-I-E-T, and of course it's a form of Margaret, and I think Griet or Margriet could easily honor a Margaret as well. My next name for this video is the name Hendrickje. This is a feminine Dutch form of the name Hendrik or Henry, and Hendrickje was the name of the birth mother of the main character. She was someone who she just absolutely adored. And yeah, I think this name would be a little bit hard to wear in the US, but I had never seen it before and I think it's really, really cool. I think Hedy, H-E-D-Y, could be a nickname for this name, which I think is very sweet, and it could easily honor a Henry too, so that's something to consider with this name. The 7th name I would like to talk to you guys about today from this book is Jannetje. This is a feminine Dutch form of the name Jan or John, which means God's grace. Jannetje Zilvers is a friend of the main character. She's a classmate she mentions all the time, and I think this name could actually be accessible because she can go by Jane or Janet as a nickname, and this is definitely another name I had never seen before, and I think it's super, super sweet. And the next name I would like to talk to you guys about is Magdalena. This is a Latin and Dutch form of the name Magdalene, which means tower. Magdalena is the name of the main character's sister-in-law. She is a very grand, rich woman. The main character is not super fond of her, but I really like this name and I've always liked this name. I actually met a little girl named Magdalena when I was about 10 years old, and I was really excited because she was wearing a name tag and all I could see was the end of her name tag, and I had never met someone named Alena before. And then when I got closer I saw it was actually Magdalena, but I still thought that was really cool, and there aren't very many names that can have my name as a nickname for it. So yeah, I just really think the name Magdalena is absolutely gorgeous and I would love to see this name used more. Yeah, just stunning. And my next name for this video is Nikolaes, and this is a Dutch form of Nikolaes, which means victory of the people. Nikolaes is the name of the uncle of Carel, who is one of the love interests of the main character in this book. He is a huge character and I cannot even go into details about his importance in the book because it kind of gives away everything. This is a name that I came really close to including in my series of less popular alternatives to the top 100 boy names video for Nikolaes. There are just too many awesome forms of that name, so I decided to save it for this video instead. And my number 10 name is of course Rembrandt. This is a Dutch name of course, meaning advising sword. A very cool meaning. I think basically anyone is going to think of the artist Rembrandt van Rijn with this name. I think this name is 100% usable because Remy or Brandt are very accessible, everyday, really cool nickname options for this name, and yeah, it's gorgeous. I would love to see somebody use the name Rembrandt. The number 11 name for this video is Saskia. This is a Dutch form of the name Saxon, which means knife. I do see this name brought up sometimes in name videos, but I hardly ever see it in real life, and I don't know why, because I think it is so insanely gorgeous, and I think it would make a great Sophia alternative. My friend Amelia that I mentioned all the time actually suggested that to me as well. And Saskia is the name of the main character's half-brother's mother, who passed away from the plague in the book. And this name tends to be a namer's name is what I call that phrase, which basically means it's a name that people who love names tend to love. And the last name I would like to talk to you guys about for this video is Truida. Oh my goodness, so cute. I had never seen this name before, and it's just the name of a maid mentioned in passing quickly, but I had to include it because I just thought it looked so beautiful. It's a Dutch diminutive of their form of Gertrude, which is Gertruida, G-E-R-T-R-U-I-D-A, and it means spear's strength. So I think a lot of people don't find Gertrude usable right now. I wouldn't mind it because I love names, but you could consider Gertruida. She could still have the adorable Gertie nickname that people love, or she can go by this beautiful foreign Truida that I've never seen before. What do you guys think of this name? I think it is just absolutely stunning. So that is my last name for this video. Please let me know what you think of these names and go check out the book. It is a beautiful book. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!